Welcome to another episode of Book Covers DIY. Today I'm going to show you how to use the free tool ChatGPT to plot and outline your story. So let's get started. So here we are on ChatGPT. This is chat.openai.com. Again, it is free to use, so you can just click the sign up button and follow the steps. So once you've joined and logged in, you'll be taken to a screen that looks like this. And yes, I am using the free version just like you. So everything that I do, you should be able to do as well. So the first thing you should do is tell ChatGPT its job or what it's going to be doing. So I'm just going to type in here, you are a fiction author. Do you understand? So before I even give it any kind of task, I kind of want to make sure that it understands what I'm going to ask of it. So I just type that in and I'm going to hit enter. And ChatGPT is going to answer back, yes, I understand. As a fiction author, my role is to create and craft fictional stories, characters, and worlds using my imagination and writing skills. If you have any questions or need assistance with fictional writing, feel free to ask and I'll do my best to help. So this is always the best first step. You're setting the ground, the foundation for what tasks you're going to ask of the AI. Let's pretend you have a story idea. Let's say one day you were, reading your kids Hansel and Gretel, and then you got the idea of like, I would love to rewrite this or reimagine this in a different setting or a timeline, but you kind of don't know where to go from there. So maybe you want to brainstorm some ideas. So let's start off with just a little brainstorming session with the AI. Give me 10 plot ideas for a reimagined Hansel and Gretel story. Give me different time periods, settings. Give me options of different time periods, settings, and genres. Okay, so I'm just going to hit enter and see what ChatGPT comes up with. Okay, we're at number 4. Looks like it's doing exactly what I wanted. Okay, just a few more seconds and then we will go through these. All right, it's all done, just in a matter of seconds. Okay, so let's come back up and read these ideas. It says, certainly, here are 10 reimagined Hansel and Gretel plot ideas with various time periods, settings, and genres. Number 1, Hansel and Gretel, a steampunk adventure. Set in a Victorian-era steampunk world, Hansel and Gretel are siblings with a knack for inventing gadgets. When they stumble upon a mechanical candy factory run by a wicked industrialist, they must outwit him using their mechanical genius to find their way back home. Okay, this is great. So it's taken the witch that lives in the candy house or gingerbread house, whatever, and it's changed it into a candy factory with a wicked industrialist. So this is a great reimagined storyline for Hansel and Gretel. I really like this first one. Okay, let's go to number 2, Hansel and Gretel Cyberpunk Quest. In a dystopian future, Hansel and Gretel are hackers living in a sprawling cyber city. They are lured into a virtual candy world by a powerful AI with malicious intent. To escape, they must navigate a digital maze of deceit and danger. Okay, now this is great, but let's say I was the author wanting to write this, I would probably steer clear of this because I don't know really about, hacking into computer system or anything like that. I feel like I would need some knowledge, at least a little bit, in order to write a successful story. So always take into account your own, abilities and knowledge. If it's going to be too difficult and you're going to have to do tons and tons of research, then I would steer clear of that. Okay, the next one, Hansel and Gretel, a space odyssey. In a distant future where space travel is common, Hansel and Gretel are interstellar explorers. They land on a candy-themed alien planet inhabited by extraterrestrial beings who use sweets to ensnare unsuspecting visitors. Their spaceship is stolen and they must find a way back to Earth. And so see this one here, in the original story, they're trying to find their way back home, but I think they left breadcrumbs and I think the birds ate the breadcrumbs so they can't find their way back home. So this is taking that part of the story and instead it's having their spaceship stolen. So this is a great idea as well. Okay, number 4, Hansel and Gretel Wild West Mystery. Set in the Old West, Hansel and Gretel are orphans who stumble upon a candy-covered ghost town. They uncover a town secret involving a group of bandits hiding their loot within the candy, leading to a treasure hunt with their Western twist. Oh, that's an interesting take on it. If you like writing Westerns or, cowboys and shootouts and everything like this is a great option. Okay, Hansel and Gretel, post-apocalyptic survival. Okay, that's a tongue twister there. In a post-apocalyptic world where resources are scarce, Hansel and Gretel are siblings navigating a barren wasteland. They come across a candy-themed settlement ruled by a ruthless warlord. To survive and escape, they must unravel the mysteries of this candy-covered society. This is definitely one that you'll want ChatGPT to elaborate on, because this one's a little bit vague. I'll show you in a minute how you can copy and paste this into there and have ChatGPT elaborate on that story. Okay, number 6, Hansel and Gretel noir detective story. Set in the 1940s, Hansel and Gretel are private investigators. They are hired to find a missing child who was last seen entering a mysterious candy shop. As they dig deeper, they uncover a web of dark secrets and corruption. Okay, so this is an interesting take because instead of Hansel and Gretel being the missing kids, they are actually searching for a missing child. Okay, number 7, Hansel and Gretel fantasy epic. In a high fantasy realm, Hansel and Gretel are young magic users who enter an enchanted forest filled with candy creatures. They must harness their magical abilities to navigate this whimsical but perilous world and confront a powerful sorcerer. So instead of the witch in the cottage, we have a powerful sorcerer over this entire, fantasy land. Okay, number 8, Hansel and Gretel time-traveling adventure. A time-traveling mishap sends Hansel and Gretel to various historical eras, each with its own candy-themed challenge. They must navigate through time, solve puzzles, and collect clues to find their way back home while learning valuable lessons from the past. Okay, so this is sort of a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure type of storyline. That could be a lot of fun, especially if if this was for kids and you wanted to teach them about historical figures of the past. This is a great, fun, and interesting way to do it. Okay, Hansel and Gretel's superhero saga. In a modern city, Hansel and Gretel are gifted with extraordinary powers. A supervillain uses candy-themed gadgets to wreak havoc, and the siblings must embrace their powers and join forces with other heroes to stop the villain's sweet-themed crime spree. Okay, so this would be interesting because you could also write in other fairy tale characters that are also, superheroes that have their own powers, and they could all, join together, kind of like an Avengers-themed storyline. So that one's a fun idea. Okay, Hansel and Gretel mythological adventure. Hansel and Gretel are transported to a mythical world inspired by ancient legends. They find themselves in a candy-covered realm ruled by a mischievous deity. To return to their world, they must embark on a quest to gather mythical artifacts and face legendary creatures. So I guess this one would be kind of like a Percy Jackson type of storyline, which I don't really know too much. I've only seen bits and pieces of the movie, so maybe, it's something similar to that. So it says, these reimagined Hansel and Gretel stories offer a wide range of possibilities in terms of time periods, settings, and genres, allowing for creative and unique retellings of the classic fairy tale. Okay, so we have our 10 ideas. So now what we're going to do is pick one for ChatGPT to elaborate on. So let's kind of go back and see which one. The one that I'm most drawn to is, I would say, the number 1, the steampunk adventure, because I think that would be a lot of fun. Their gadgets, maybe they have some sort of gun that shoots out, gumballs or something. And this whole mechanical candy factory. So let's take this one here, number 1. Okay. So I'm just going to copy that one, and then I'm going to come down here to our chat box, and I'm going to say, write me an outline for this plot idea. Oop. And then I'm just going to paste it, paste the idea there. But I'm going to go back and say, using the hero's journey format. I'm just going to hit enter, and I need to scroll down. Okay, I think we're done. All right, let's go back and read what the AI came up with. Okay, so it says, certainly, here's an outline for the, I don't know why I said that like Curly from the Three Stooges, certainly. I have no idea. Okay, Here's an outline for the Hansel and Gretel steampunk adventure story using the hero's journey format. Okay, number 1, the ordinary world. Introduce Hansel and Gretel, siblings living in a bustling steampunk city. So you would, begin by just describing their everyday life, what they do in a normal, their average day. Maybe they go to school or maybe they work in a factory, something like that. Establish their skills as inventors and their close bond as brother and sister. Now I'm thinking maybe they have their own shop where they invent things and, repair things for people. So now I'm starting to get more ideas. Okay, number 2, the call to adventure. The siblings discover rumors of a mysterious candy factory in the outskirts of the city. Okay, so let's say there's this smog or this, black cloud that keeps coming in and, causing people in the city to cough and, have trouble. They can't see, they can't breathe. And it's like, where is this coming from? And they're like, it's from that factory, that new factory outside of town. So it says curiosity drives them to investigate, believing it can be an opportunity to showcase their inventions. So let's say they start sketching, a design for a filtration system or some kind of invention that will reroute the smoke into a different direction. So they think, we're going to go solve this problem. We're going to go talk to the owner and try to create this filtration or funnel system that'll redirect it and solve everybody's problems. But, okay, let's go down to number 3, refusal of the call. They face warnings from the townsfolk about the factory's wicked owner, Mr. Von Sweetsworth. Okay, I love this name, Von Sweetsworth. So then people start saying, don't go there, he's evil. Hansel hesitates, like, maybe we shouldn't go. But Gretel's enthusiasm convinces him to proceed. Then meeting the mentor. Along the way, they encounter an old inventor who provides them with the map and advice on how to navigate the candy factory's traps. So let's say this was someone who used to work at the factory, but quit because he didn't like the owner or, something like that. So he encourages them to embrace their mechanical genius. Crossing the threshold. Hansel and Gretel enter the candy factory, which is a surreal mechanical wonderland filled with candy-themed contraptions. So, imagine Willy Wonka's chocolate factory on steroids, your massive machines and conveyor belts everywhere and, robots, transporting candy from one station to another. Okay, so they quickly realize that Mr. Von Sweetsworth is more malevolent than they could have imagined. So maybe it's not just robots. Maybe he's forcing people in that town to work in that factory. Or maybe they are kind of like hypnotized or, maybe there's some kind of candy that he keeps feeding them that keeps them under this spell. Okay, number 6, tests, allies, and enemies. The siblings encounter mechanical guards and puzzles designed to ensnare trespassers. So now they have to figure out, ways around these mechanical guards. And then instead of keys to get indoors, maybe there's like candy-related puzzles in order to open each door. Okay, it says they meet a friendly automaton named Taffy, who becomes their ally in navigating the factory. So this Taffy, who I assume works in like the taffy pulling area, helps them find their way. Maybe there's an underground passage or some kind of tunnels below the factory. They discover a group of child workers who are forced to toil in the factory. So maybe while Taffy is taking them through this underground area, they come upon a room which is filled with nothing but, exhausted children. Again, maybe they're under some sort of spell or something. Okay, number 7, approach to the inmost cave. Hansel and Gretel uncover Mr. Von Sweetworth's dark plan. He's using the candy factory to drain the creativity and dreams of children for his own gain. So on this one, I would definitely go with my own idea because I'm not sure how he would drain the creativity and dreams. This almost sounds like a Monsters, Inc. plot to me, like where it's using the kids' screams. Okay, so they, meaning Hansel and Gretel, realize they must stop him to save themselves and the other children. Okay, number 8, ordeal. The siblings confront Mr. Von Sweetsworth in a steampunk showdown filled with mechanical gadgets and candy-themed weapons. This is the exciting part. This is what I was talking about. Imagine, guns that shoot gumballs, things like that. This seems like it's a lot of fun to write creatively. They must use their inventive skills to outsmart him, facing dangerous obstacles and traps. Maybe they're going to have to run through the factory and avoid things that like smash and cut and slice, jumping from conveyor belt to conveyor belt. Number 9, reward, seizing the sword. Hansel and Gretel defeat Mr. Von Sweetsworth, shutting down the malevolent candy factory. They release the child workers and return their stolen creativity. I don't really know how you would steal the creativity. So again, I would just say like they break the spell or maybe they find some other different candy that's an antidote that, kind of breaks that spell that they're under. Okay, number 10, the road back. With the factory destroyed, oh, okay, so maybe the factory went up in flames at some point. Hansel and Gretel, along with their new friends, make their way back to the city. So they take the children or these factory workers back to the city with them. They've grown stronger and wiser through their adventure. Resurrection. Just when they think their journey is over, they discover that Mr. von Sweetsworth had a secret weapon. Maybe they thought he died in the factory fire, but he didn't. He got away. He went back through the tunnels and escaped through another door. But he had a secret weapon still that's also survived. Maybe it's some kind of like candy thing, something like that. A climactic battle ensues, testing their resolve and their bond as siblings. And number 12, return with the elixir. Hansel and Gretel ultimately defeat Mr. von Sweetsworth once and for all. They return to the city not only as adventurers but also as heroes who save the children from the candy factory's curse. Okay, so now they are heroes. Okay, so up here is sort of the false victory, and here is the true victory. Number 13, the road home. The siblings return to their ordinary world, but it's forever changed by their adventure. They continue inventing and improving their skills using what they've learned to better their city. Maybe they went and salvaged some of the parts of those candy machines and those conveyor belts, and then now they have placed them in their own city to resolve some of their own problems. Okay, and number 14, the resurrection. The city thrives with creativity, and the memory of their steampunk adventure lives on as a tale of inspiration and innovation. And it says, this outline follows the hero's journey format, taking Hansel and Gretel on a steampunk adventure filled with challenges, growth, and triumph over a wicked antagonist. Okay, so this is a great outline. We went from having a basic idea of, I want to write a Hansel and Gretel reimagining. And then we had all these options. We took the one that we most liked. And now we have an entire outline with the hero's journey from beginning to end. So that we can go into whatever writing software we use, whether it's Word or Pages, or if you use Scrivener, Grammarly, something like that. You can go and write your own story. Don't think of AI as an enemy, but also don't think of it as a replacement. You as a writer are very much a part of the story. Use AI as a tool to help your creativity, to just help get your brain going in the right direction, and then you can take it from there. If there was something you did want to elaborate on, let's say we didn't really understand how he was taking their creativity and dreams. Let's take this one and let's copy it, and let's come down here and say, elaborate on how the villain is doing this. I'm going to copy and paste. I'm going to delete that part. So I'm just asking to elaborate on how he's doing this, because to me that didn't really make sense how he was doing this. So let's see. Okay, it's writing a lot of things. Okay, so let's go back. Certainly, let's delve into how Mr. von Sweetsworth is using the candy factory to drain the creativity and dreams of children for his own gain in more detail. Number 1, the candy-filled dream extractor. Mr. von Sweetsworth has developed a sinister invention hidden within the candy factory. At first glance, it appears to be an elaborate candy-making machine, but its true purpose is far more insidious. The contraption is known as a dream extractor. Okay, so this does make sense now, which before I really was like, how are you extracting creativity? Sweet Temptations. The candy factory is filled with enticing, delectable sweets, which are not ordinary candies. These candies are infused with a special ingredient concocted by Mr. von Sweetsworth. When children consume these candies, it temporarily enhances their creativity and imagination, making them dream more vividly. Here's another. So these are all different options as to how he is doing this. This one has steam-powered gas gears and pipes. This one is, he's taken their dreams and creativity to help him be more. This one's a good one. He's taken their creativity, because maybe, let's say he has inventor's block. So maybe he's making the kids come up with candy ideas, and he's stealing those ideas as his own. If there is something that you want ChatGPT to elaborate on, just take it and copy and paste it, and then just say, please elaborate on this, and it will give you more information to help you along with your story. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Book Covers DIY. Again, we weren't designing a book cover, but hopefully this helps you in your writing. If you liked today's video and it helped you at all, please hit that like button and let me know in the comments section below. I'd love to hear your feedback. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for liking and commenting. Until next time, bye-bye.